Ross Lyon saw danger at Essendon. That's not very comforting for others. So, what are your observations having heard Ross's thoughts on Classified last night?
Yeah, I've got a bit of a different lens on this one as well, which might surprise you, it might not. I think it's a good thing for Essendon. I think this is the process working. That's what I think. Now, if he is not prepared to put himself all into the process, then I don't think he's the guy for Essendon. So I think actually the sounding out of him and I guess, putting him through what he was going to have to go through to win the job on his own merits has worked. Now, this is just an opinion, I don't think he was prepared to do that. I don't think he was prepared to go through an extensive process, multiple interviews, presentations, meeting with the selection panel and putting forward his case as to why he's the right coach for the Essendon Football Club. I feel like he just wanted to be given the job. And I don't think that's the right thing for the Bombers.
So I think there's a tier of coaches, isn't there, Kane, that would expect to be headhunted rather than be put through the beauty pageant.
Not many of those, though, is there? Not many in that tier. Who's in that tier? So Clarkson, yes, I don't know. Is a Ken Hinkley has to be in that.
Well, because you can't get him any other way.
Correct.
So this is the contradiction, I think, in what Essendon have set up is they said they wanted one of these tier of coaches, but this process can't land that.
They said that initially, and I wonder whether those comments from David Barham, I think it was at the time, he would be regretful of that. And you're not going to probably hold it to someone just that admission at the time when a lot was going on at the Footy Club. I think Josh Marnie since clarified those comments. I just think this is exactly what Essendon need. They need someone who is fully invested in being the best AFL head coach that they can be and doing it for those reasons, to get the best out of the playing group. Was Ross going to do it for those reasons, or was it last roll at the dice of perhaps winning a premiership and coaching a big club? So, look, my outside lens on it, this is exactly the way that the process should be designed to work, and it is working. And if you're not fully invested in going through what it needs to take to get this job and not be given it, then I don't think it's a bad thing that he's pulled himself out of this race.
Do you think Ross will ever get offered a job in such a way?
You would never say never. You would think time is running out for that. He said last night if it's the right opportunity. But once again, the right opportunity for Ross, I feel like, is someone saying the job's yours. No process. Here it is. Here's the keys. Bring your people. Come in and do as best a job as you can. And no doubt he'd do a good job if he was fully invested. But for Essendon, with what they've been through and perhaps not going through a proper process last time, I think this is the right way. I'm not going to be critical of them not handing the keys to Ross Lyon, because you may miss the next Craig McRae or the next, Alistair Clarkson in 2004 or the next Damien Hardwick when he was given the job at Richmond. They need to find the next one of those, I think, not just go, okay, he's done it before, then he can do it again.
Yeah, so they're mining for the undiscovered gem at this stage, I think.
Yeah. And I liked your comments last night on 360, and you basically said all of that this process isn't designed to get one of those top tier of coaches. So you're right, they'll be out there. I like what Port Adelaide have been speculated at doing with Josh Carr. The report from Damien Barrett saying that Port Adelaide are headhunting Josh Carr to perhaps take over from Ken Hinkley at the end of next season. So I sort of like that process as well. Let's get the next one. Let's not go back and get someone who's been there before. Let's find the next Craig McRae. And they're out there.
So if Josh Carr comes in, Kane, what does that do to, you have to have the absolute buy-in of Ken, don't you? Who has stated that he's going to fight for his job and he doesn't see the end point as 2023.
So I'll be interested into the Port Adelaide language. So is that the language, or is it just Josh Carr has been appointed as a senior assistant coach? That's what I think they'll say. But Ken has said that he's doing the best thing for the Port Adelaide Football Club, and he's often said that. I think he would take a bit of pride in developing the next coach of the footy club, but you'd have to swallow a bit of your pride, wouldn't you, to be able to do that. So we'll wait and see whether Josh Carr firstly comes and then how Port Adelaide spin the appointment.
Thursday last week, the fateful intervention